If you're over 60, here's something worth thinking about the next time you sit down with a warm bowl of heart-healthy oatmeal. It's a great start, but after 60, your arteries naturally stiffen, and what you add to that oatmeal can quietly help your circulation or work against it without you ever noticing. Maybe you felt small changes lately, cooler hands or feet, getting winded a little faster, or a blood pressure reading that makes you pause and wonder, is this just getting older, or is my circulation asking for a little more support? The good news is, a few simple morning add-ins can make a surprisingly gentle difference. So today, we're counting down the most common oatmeal ingredients, starting with one that's helpful, but often overrated, and ending with the option that gives seniors the biggest circulation support. It's natural, easy to use, and most people over 60 never think to add it. Stay with me, because each step in this countdown builds toward one simple morning habit that can support healthier arteries, steadier blood pressure, and calmer blood flow before you even finish breakfast. Let's begin with almonds, because they're one of the first things many older adults sprinkle over their morning oats, hoping to give their arteries a real advantage. And almonds do offer meaningful support. Studies show they can trim LDL by about 10–15%, and they can lower ApoB, the tiny particle that delivers cholesterol into artery walls, by nearly 18%. Those numbers matter if you're over 60, especially if heart issues run in your family or you've begun noticing the early signs of stiffening arteries. Almonds are naturally rich in vitamin E. They provide steady, gentle energy, and they help keep your appetite under control. But even with all these strengths, almonds are more of a helpful assistant than the main driver when it comes to deeper artery support. They're good, just not the heavy hitters. And that brings us to the next ingredient, one that reaches a little further into circulation than almonds ever could. Now let's move to apples and pears, simple, familiar fruits many older adults already enjoy, yet most don't realize how much quiet support they offer the heart. Large studies, including the Nurses' Health Study and the Health Professionals Study, found that people who ate apples or pears daily had a significantly lower risk of stroke, a reassuring finding if you're over 60 and concerned about circulation, dizziness, or rising blood pressure. The secret lies in their pectin, a gentle, soluble fiber that traps cholesterol in the gut and helps carry it out of the body, all while being easy on digestion. And when you chop apples or pears into your oats and let them soften, you get steady fullness, calmer blood sugar, and a warm, comforting texture that's especially helpful if your teeth or gums have become more sensitive with age. As helpful as these fruits are, though, they still don't touch the ingredients that influence artery flexibility more directly. They're wonderful supporters, just not the ones working deep inside the vessel walls. And the next step in this countdown gets interesting, because now we shift from surface support to something that begins affecting how your artery cells themselves behave. Now let's look at true cinnamon, specifically Ceylon cinnamon, because most older adults think of it as nothing more than a flavor. But it actually offers gentle support for something many of us feel more strongly with age, those sudden blood sugar swings that can leave you tired, foggy, or a little unsteady. As we get older, our bodies don't handle carbohydrates quite as smoothly, and those quick sugar jumps place extra stress on the delicate lining of our blood vessels. A small amount of Ceylon cinnamon in your oatmeal helps your body process carbs more gradually, supporting steadier blood sugar and a calmer, more comfortable feeling after meals. Many seniors who use it regularly say they feel fewer mid-morning crashes, clearer focus, and a more settled heartbeat. For best results, add about 1/4 to half a teaspoon after your oatmeal cools slightly, and pair it with a bit of healthy fat from nuts or seeds to help your body make the most of it. But here's the key point. Cinnamon is wonderful for smoothing out blood sugar, yet it still isn't the ingredient that works deepest on artery flexibility and inflammation. And that's where the next item in this countdown becomes especially interesting, because it starts influencing the inner environment of your artery cells in a way most older adults never hear about. For example, turmeric, specifically its active compound curcumin, has been shown in studies to help reduce inflammation markers and support healthier artery function. Cinnamon doesn't reach quite that deep. And that's why the next ingredient becomes so intriguing, because it begins working inside the bloodstream in ways cinnamon simply cannot. Now, let's move to something you may already have in your kitchen, a warm cup of green tea. Many older adults enjoy it for its gentle flavor, but its real value lies in its catechins, natural compounds that help calm inflammation, support healthier cholesterol patterns, and encourage smoother, more flexible blood vessels. For anyone over 60 dealing with morning heaviness in the legs, slight breathlessness on the stairs, or blood pressure that rises without warning, that soothing effect can make a real difference. And when you sip green tea with your oatmeal, It helps soften the post-breakfast sugar rise that can leave you feeling shaky or unfocused an hour later. But here's something most seniors never hear. If you steep green tea in water that's too hot or rush the process, you lose a meaningful portion of those protective catechins. Gently steeping it for 2 to 3 minutes at a moderate temperature keeps far more of its benefits intact. Still, even with all its comfort and steady protection, green tea is more of a supportive companion than a major driver of artery change. And that's what makes the next ingredient in this countdown so compelling, because it begins working on the fats and proteins that influence plaque formation itself. Now we arrive at chia seeds, those tiny black specks many older adults overlook, yet they carry a surprising amount of gentle heart support. When you stir chia into oatmeal, the soluble fiber forms a soft gel that helps slow digestion, steadies blood sugar, and traps some cholesterol so your body can carry it out more easily. That alone can feel reassuring if you're over 60 and noticing higher glucose readings, more frequent hunger, or digestive sluggishness. Chia also delivers plant-based omega-3s, which help calm some of the low-grade inflammation that makes arteries stiffen with age. But here's the twist almost no one tells seniors. If you add chia dry, without letting it soak or soften, it can pull water from your digestive tract and leave you feeling bloated or uncomfortable. A brief soak, even 5 minutes, makes a big difference. Still, even with all these benefits, chia is more of a steady helper than a true powerhouse when it comes to cholesterol and artery protection. It prepares the body, but it doesn't deliver the strongest push. And that's exactly why the next ingredient in this countdown becomes so exciting, because it begins working on inflammation and artery comfort at a level chia simply can't reach. Now we come to walnuts, a food many older adults enjoy without realizing how uniquely supportive it can be for both the heart and the brain. Walnuts are one of the richest plant sources of ALA omega-3s, a family of fats linked to calmer inflammation, smoother blood flow, and more flexible arteries. For adults over 60 who worry about memory slips, creeping cholesterol, or a sense of heaviness or fatigue during activity, that combination can feel like quiet reassurance. Walnuts also provide antioxidants that help protect the delicate lining of your blood vessels, and their healthy fats give your oatmeal real staying power so you're not hungry again an hour later. But here's the gentle twist. Even though walnuts offer far more heart-focused support than almonds or chia, they still don't deliver the deeper, LDL-related shift that the next ingredient brings. Walnuts help set the stage. They nourish, they soothe, they protect, but they're not the strongest tool in this countdown. And that's why the next addition becomes truly eye-opening for many seniors, because it begins influencing the cholesterol particles most associated with plaque buildup in a way walnuts simply can't match. Now let's turn to something that feels almost too simple to matter, a small drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Many older adults think of it only for salads or cooking, but adding even a teaspoon to warm oatmeal can offer your arteries a quiet and meaningful form of support. Olive oil is rich in polyphenols, natural compounds that encourage more flexible blood vessels, support steadier blood pressure, and help ease the low-grade inflammation that becomes more common after 60. Many seniors who start using it describe smoother, steadier energy through the morning and fewer sugar dips, because the healthy fats slow digestion in a gentle, comfortable way. And here's a helpful twist. While low-fat breakfasts often leave older adults hungrier and more tired, a touch of the right fat can actually help your heart feel like it's working more easily. But even with all these advantages, olive oil still isn't the peak of this countdown. It creates a friendlier environment for your arteries, but it doesn't provide the deeper, LDL-shaping effect that the next ingredient brings. And that's why the upcoming addition becomes so compelling for seniors, because it begins influencing the behavior of LDL particles in a way olive oil alone can't match. Now we reach ground flaxseed, and this is where the countdown begins to feel noticeably stronger. Unlike the gentler add-ins earlier, flaxseed contains a unique mix of soluble fiber and lignans that directly support healthier LDL levels. You can think of it as helping your body move out excess cholesterol through the digestive tract before it has a chance to circulate. For adults over 60 who worry about rising LDL, a family history of heart issues, or simply feeling more pressure to protect their heart health, flax can offer a quiet sense of reassurance. But here's something many older adults never hear. Whole flaxseed mostly passes through the body untouched. You only unlock its benefits when it's ground, allowing your body to absorb its protective compounds. A tablespoon stirred into warm oats helps support steadier blood sugar, smoother digestion, and an overall sense of comfort in your circulation. But even with all this strength, flaxseed still doesn't address the delicate inner lining of your arteries, the place where stiffness and plaque formation begin. It gives a meaningful LDL supporting push, but it doesn't reach that deeper layer. And that's exactly why the next ingredient becomes the most exciting of all, because it works where flax leaves off, supporting the endothelial layer that guides how freely your blood flows. And now we finally reach the ingredient that sits at the very top of this countdown: blueberries, small, simple, and far more supportive for your arteries than most older adults realize. What makes blueberries so unique is their deep purple-blue pigments, called anthocyanins. These natural compounds help support the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels, the endothelial layer, which plays a key role in keeping your arteries flexible and responsive. This same layer tends to stiffen with age, quietly raising the risk of high blood pressure and sluggish circulation. And blueberries have been shown in studies to help support healthier endothelial function in a way that few everyday foods can match. Many older adults who add a handful to their morning oats describe steadier energy, more consistent blood pressure readings, and a generally lighter feeling in their circulation. Frozen blueberries work just as well as fresh, sometimes even better, because they're picked at peak ripeness and preserve their protective compounds. And unlike some of the earlier ingredients that help around the edges, blueberries offer deeper support for the parts of your arteries that influence how smoothly blood flows. Now that every ingredient has built toward this moment, we can finally bring them all together into one simple, senior-friendly routine that supports cholesterol, blood pressure, and circulation at the same time. Now that you've seen how each ingredient offers its own kind of support, here's where everything finally comes together. The real power isn't in any single add-in, it's in the gentle daily synergy they create when combined. When you mix blueberries for endothelial support, ground flaxseed for LDL balance, olive oil for vessel flexibility, walnuts and chia for calming inflammation, and a sprinkle of Ceylon cinnamon to help steady blood sugar, you create a warm, comforting bowl that supports overall heart health in several complementary ways. And the best part, it doesn't require extra energy, effort, or perfect timing, just a simple routine. Many seniors make it even easier by prepping the dry ingredients in a small jar the night before, chopping apples or pears ahead of time, or keeping frozen blueberries on hand so mornings feel effortless. If chewing has become harder, cooking the fruit into the oats makes the texture gentler. And if you tend to forget meals, placing the ingredients beside the stove offers a helpful visual reminder. Even the liquid you choose plays a role. Warm water or unsweetened milk alternatives help keep blood sugar steadier than sweetened milks or juices. Each tiny choice adds up over time, quietly supporting steadier energy, smoother digestion, and a more comfortable sense of circulation. And in a moment, we'll cover the most common questions seniors ask, including the safety notes to keep in mind before turning this into a daily ritual. Before making this oatmeal routine part of your daily life, there are a few questions almost every senior asks, and they're important. One of the most common is, can this unclog my arteries by itself? The honest answer is no. These foods can support healthier cholesterol, steadier blood sugar, and better vessel function, but they don't replace the medications or medical care your doctor has recommended. Another common question is whether it's safe to combine these ingredients with blood thinners or heart medications. For most people, it's fine, but some ingredients, like flax or chia, can be too much for seniors with certain digestive issues, and cinnamon may require caution for those who already have liver concerns. Checking in with your doctor or pharmacist is always a wise step. If you live with diabetes, kidney disease, or difficulty chewing or swallowing, a few small adjustments, such as softer textures, smaller portions, or slower increases, can make this routine both safe and comfortable. And one more thing, changes in digestion, energy, or blood pressure usually appear gradually over several weeks, not overnight. Patience truly matters. This routine is meant to support your heart gently, and with your doctor's guidance, it can become a calm daily habit that works alongside your current care, not in place of it. Now let's bring everything together with a simple recap so you can start confidently tomorrow morning. Here's the simple truth. Your morning oatmeal can become a gentle daily support for your arteries when you layer it with the right ingredients: blueberries for your vessel lining, flax for LDL balance, olive oil for flexibility, walnuts and chia for inflammation, cinnamon for steadier blood sugar, and apples or pears for soft, cholesterol-carrying fiber. It's not about perfection or doing everything at once. It's about building a small, steady habit that supports your heart before the day even begins. If you're just starting, choose 2 ingredients to add tomorrow, and then build your routine gradually over the week so your body adjusts comfortably. Along the way, pay attention to subtle shifts in energy, digestion, or how comfortable your circulation feels. Those small changes often show up first. And as always, keep your doctor in the loop, especially if you're taking medications or living with heart or kidney conditions. What matters most is this: you're taking a simple step to help protect your independence, your mobility, and your confidence as the years go on. And in the next video, we'll look at a surprising, healthy breakfast food that can quietly contribute to artery stiffness far more than most people realize, and how to spot it instantly on the label.